When you find a real estate platform that aligns everyone in the entire company financially by making us real estate agents owners, so when the average agent wins, everyone wins, that's the secret to success. And when you surround yourself with like-minded entrepreneurial people who absolutely love what they do, they love serving people, they love God and life, and you put yourself in an environment of high energy, high producing, positive people every day, you can't help but succeed in business and life. We are changing the real estate industry and changing real estate agents' lives. Welcome to the Financial Freedom Forever podcast.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Financial Freedom Forever podcast. I'm really excited today to be introducing you guys to an old friend that I've known for many, many years from the old coaching days that I was in, Jeff Wilhems from Southern Arizona. Thanks for joining us today, Jeff.
Hey, Andre, my pleasure, buddy.
I'm going to kind of share with the listeners here a little bit of your bio because it's a pretty big deal. So I know they'll be paying attention of some of the nuggets that you're going to be dropping here today. But Jeff is, I like to call it, American businessman, real estate team leader, real estate investor, digital asset investor, nationally recognized speaker. He's best known for building the top selling real estate team in Southern Arizona with his beautiful wife, Marsee. Jeff and Marsee have the top selling team in their entire market for the last 19 years. They've sold over 8,000 homes, married for 38 years, have a beautiful daughter. Jeff is a U.S. Army veteran, and in only 7 short years, Jeff and Marsee have built an international sales organization of over 5,000 agents all over U.S., Canada, Mexico, Spain, England, Puerto Rico, Italy, Brazil, South Africa, and India. That's 10 different countries. They split their time in Arizona, Indiana, and Florida. They built a team with operations manager, sales manager, office manager, staff of 4, 3 squad leaders, along with 27 agents in Arizona. And their team is doing most of the work for them in Arizona when Marsee and Jeff spend their time golfing and coaching and training and assisting their group. And I think it's a great testament that, what you guys have been able to do from your old brokerage to what you're doing now, that, you're in your, we scheduled this, months ago. But today, you guys decided, hey, because you can, anytime you want, basically jump in your car and go golfing. And I know you and Marsee are sitting close to a golf course there, and that's where you're headed after this call. So congratulations on all your success, Jeff.
Oh, wow, man. That was a mouthful, but Andre, thank you so much. I don't know if I've been introduced that well by anybody in the last 7 years. So incredible, man. I got to say, I have to kind of pinch myself sometimes to think that we can do what we want when we want. And there's not a whole lot of thought process that goes behind it anymore, which is great. But we're certainly glad to be here with you and your agents and your guests that are going to be on today's call. And I'm all ears, man. Whatever I can do to help you guys level up a little bit, fire away, baby. I'm here to help win and share. That's what we do here at EXP.
All right, awesome. Well, I appreciate your heart, man. Let's start off with just your story, you and Marsee's story, your real estate journey, so people get a concept of where you were, what you've built, and just kind of share your story, man.
Well, where do I begin? I mean, it started about 20 years ago. We decided to move to Arizona from Indiana. And I want to be a little bit closer to our family. My mom and dad had retired out there. My brother went out there. My sister went out there. And the mortgage company that we were involved with was having some problems back in 2002 with the first kind of financial crisis. And it looked like based upon being connected with this company, they were going to go down financially. And unfortunately, they kind of took us with them. And we didn't really have a whole lot of say. When you've got all your eggs in one basket like that, it became very difficult and a challenging time, but we got through it. We decided to move out west and if we're going to start over, we want to be closer to family. And I went out there to get into the real estate business. It felt like a kind of a good call simply because when we started looking around at property out there to buy, we were calling around, driving around on Saturday and Sunday, calling on real estate signs, and not really being in the business at all. I was a lender at the time, but we weren't getting any phone calls back on Saturday and Sunday, and in middle of the weekend, and we're like, holy smokes, do these people not work? And I started getting calls back on Monday and Tuesday on some of the properties that we're calling out on, and Marsee goes, well, what do you think we should do out here? And I said, I think I should go to real estate school and get a real estate license and start selling, because if this is all the response we're going to get, and as fast as they're going to respond, then man, we got to get in that business, because they're not even responsive here in Tucson. And so it was decided that I would go to real estate school. And so I went to real estate school, started to do this 10-day crash course, sent Marsee back to Indiana. We put our home up for sale back there. And I was all set to take the state exam out here for real estate. And then she gets an offer on the property, has to start dealing with all that stuff, and doesn't really know at the time really what to do with it. And so I just put off taking the test and thought, well, we'll just do that when we move out full time. So we got up there, closed the house, got all that stuff done, packed up the moving trucks. And when we headed to Tucson in 2002 and they unloaded the moving trucks, we literally had, I think, around $6,000 to our name, Andre. And
Wow.
And I signed a lease because we didn't know about buying a place right away. So we just put all that off. Didn't have really the money yet from the closing or anything to know what we're going to do, what we're going to. So we just decided to rent a place for a year. But when they unloaded the moving trucks and we had $6,000 to our name and our lease payment was $3,000 a month, man, it was go time. We had to make money quickly. And so I started realizing that it was going to take a little too long to start building up money in the real estate industry. And so I just put the whole idea off of going back and getting my real estate license. I became a lender, met with a guy in Arizona. He gave me a job not only as a mortgage originator, but he hired me as a branch manager to run his office over on the east side of town. And it was great. He put me on a nice salary, and I built that office from 5 loan officers up to over 35 in a couple of years. Refis were great. We could just basically send out mailers and do a lot of streamers and stuff like that. FHA streamlined refinances, the easy stuff that we knew to work. But then when the rates shifted again, man, it was time to go out and start building relationships, Andre. So then I knew I didn't know any real estate agents really. I know I needed to start calling on them. But I had met you, I think, at the time. We were at a Craig Proctor seminar. I went there to learn as a lender how to offer more value to real estate agents, because I felt like that, a lot of people are out begging for the business. Please, oh, please give me a loan. But I felt like that if I had loans to offer them, then they would turn around, clients to offer them that were pre-approved, they would turn around and give me their regular mortgage refinances on when they didn't have a lender, right? When their buyers didn't have a lender. So it sounded like a natural fit. And then I kept watching all these agents, one after one after one, get paraded across the stage at a Craig Proctor conference. And it just got me more and more excited to get into the real estate career. So one day we had a buyer pre-approved, ready to go out, him and his wife go out and buy a home. Marsee, I had in the meantime convinced her to go get a real estate license so we could legally earn a referral fee, because I wasn't licensed yet.
Right.
And so she ends up getting a real estate license reluctantly. But then I have these people ready to go buy. And I said, hey, do you have that little thing that gets you into houses that we could go show a couple of houses? I got this beautiful couple, Eric and Tammy Perez. They're all pre-qualified. They love me. I already told them that you're really great at what you do. And she goes, well, I don't really do anything yet. And I said, yeah, but you will. And it's really simple. I told him you're like a barracuda with lipstick when it comes to negotiating, because she always was with me. Right. So I knew we would do fine with this young couple. And so we just took them around and showed them some homes, and lo and behold, they were ready to buy a house. We get them pre-approved. We had them pre-approved. We get them to the closing at about 3 weeks later. And long story short, and I'm kind of making it a long story, Marsee was able to get them all closed with the help of her first broker, who, by the way, Becky, works for us now, which we're talking 20 years later. She kind of had a couple of different job changes and so forth throughout the years. And when we needed a broker to help work with our agents, we hired Becky to come back. So it's like we're paying her full circle.
Yeah.
She allowed Marsee to bring these clients into the office, introduce her as their as her personal assistant. She helped us close that first transaction. Marsee makes a $9,000 commission on this little $3,000 or $300,000 house. And then she goes, "Hey, do you got another one?" And that's how this whole thing got started over 8,000 years ago, or 8,000 years ago, 8,000 homes ago, 8,000 years ago. My God, but 8,000 homes ago, Andre. And, so it went from a few homes with Marsee, and then getting her from the buyer side of the business to the listing side of the business, to hiring our first buyer agent, to hiring my sister, to hire my brother, we kind of made it a family affair at the beginning, and just kept learning and iterating. And then we got into television and radio, and it just kept growing. And I think our first full year of Marsee being licensed in real estate, she sold, I want to say it was 47 homes in 2004, about halfway through 2004. And then in our first full year was 05 at Remax, and we sold 196 sides. And
Wow.
Marsee was Remax Rookie of the Year. They started featuring us on their Remax satellite network back in the day. And we were talking to a lot of people. People were asking me how we got the business built so quickly. I started sending out a lot of our marketing materials. Next thing you know, we were sending out so many of them. They were just calling our office, and our assistant was sending them out via FedEx. And I had like a $8,000 FedEx bill. And she goes, "Man, you have a lot of people calling asking for your pre-listing package." It was a big pizza box that we made that had Super Bowl eyeballs. You've probably seen it all over the years, but she goes, "You got all these people that are calling." I said, "Well, yeah, I just told them to call and you'd send it out." She goes, "Well, we got an $8,000 FedEx bill." I go, "What?" And she goes, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, maybe I should start selling this stuff." So I started selling it. We formed a company called Top Agent Institute. We started consulting agents, and we were building our team still. And man, I'll tell you, it's just been a lifetime ago. But about 5 years ago, no, actually, no, it's about 7 years ago now, a good friend of mine that I met also at Craig Proctor, Brent Gove, who you know really, really well.
Yep.
Brent was with a company. He was with Remax, and then he was with Keller Williams. He'd only been with 2 companies this whole time that I knew him. He called me and asked me to look at this model of this new company, 3-letter word, EXP Realty, 3-letter word, EXP, that I didn't ever hear about. But my job was to talk him off the ledge from leaving that company and joining EXP. And I said, "Well, sure, man, send him my way. I'll get on Zoom. I'll talk you out of it." Well, little did I know he was actually, I think he was tricking me, because he just wanted me to look at the model without telling me to look at the model. And once my wife and I saw it, Marsee and I are kind of whispering to each other, "Hey, maybe we should buy some stock. This looks like a pretty good opportunity. Hey, look at this revenue share opportunity. Man, what if we got in this thing and we only got a couple hundred agents?" It sounded to me like it'd be an easy couple $100,000 a year. And then we called our coach, and we asked our coach to take a look at the model, Bob Corcoran. And Bob looked at it. "Yeah, I can get to it a couple of weeks from today." And I said, "No, Bob, you don't understand. We need you to look at this now." And so he moved some things around his schedule. We get him on a call the next day, and he looks at it. He doesn't say much, but right after the call was over, he calls on the phone, and my phone rings, and he goes, "Jeff, is Marsee there?" I said, "Yeah, she's here, Bob." "Marsee, you there?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm here, Bob." "Okay, first thing you got to do, you got to call Remax, find out how much time's left on your franchise agreement. Then you got to do this. Then you got to do this." He's like had us all the way out of our agreement and ready to go before we had even really decided. I said, "Wait a minute, you think we should leave? It's that good?" He goes, "I'm telling you right now, you need to find out how much time is on your agreement, because you need to honor that agreement. But you need to make sure that you can leave now, get started, because this company's going places." And we thought about it. We prayed about it. We decided, you know what? Let's make the move. We contacted Remax, and they wanted about just under 80 grand to release us from the contract for 2.5 years we had left on our 10 agents. It was going to be another 50-60,000 bucks to move, rebranding, TV commercials, radio commercials, billboards, printing, signs. When you got a big operation, it's a big move.
Right.
But we decided to take a chance on this little known company, and more importantly, take a chance on our business partners, Rob Flick, Gene Frederick, Brent Gove, Sheila Fageron, and these people that we talked to about EXP, Scott Lewis, who wasn't even in our business line. And man, it was the greatest thing ever, because here we are sitting, I guess going up on 8 years now later, And it took us about a year to really start talking to agents about the company, because we were more concerned about helping them create systems to where they wouldn't get bottlenecked, onboarding teams, making sure you could close on time, making sure that, because there's two things I learned a long time ago you never, ever, ever, ever do with real estate agents. Number one, you cannot pay them late. If you pay them late, they're going to leave you. Number two, if you have any questions, see rule number one, because that's exactly what was going on. And EXP had a mess dealing with a team our size and all the volume in the beginning. And I kept telling Brent Gove, man, I'm not ready to go tell other agents about this opportunity yet. It was 2017, and there was a mess of, I mean, it was like a new subdivision being built, Andre. It's like,
right.
You know, get the first pick of the litter with your lot and the style of home that you want and everything else. But there's nails in the streets. There's boards all over. There's mud. And that's the way it was. It was messy early on with Remax with EXP. And I wasn't ready to go out and talk to a lot of agents about that, which ended up being a big downfall, because if I'd have trusted what Brent was telling me all along, Brent Gove, he's like, buddy, they'll fix all that stuff. Let's just go. Let's go. Well, I ended up having some things physically that were hurting me elbow wise, and you know, I needed to have surgery. I needed to have some other stuff done on my heart, and I just wanted to take a break. So about right before Labor Day of 2017, Marsee and I took 30 days. We just drove to we flew up to Spokane, Washington, rented a car, drove all over Canada. We're beautiful Banff, Lake Louise, Kamloops, all the way up to Jasper, back down to Kamloops, down through the Okanagan. Visited a bunch of friends that we knew up there, went over to Seattle. They happened to have Glenn Sanford was doing a board of directors meeting over there. And I remember it like it's yesterday. They invited us to attend, asked us to share with them some of the concerns that we had with the company, some of the challenges, which I spoke volumes. When they did that, to me, that was when I knew this company was really going to be somebody, because they cared about our opinion. And so we gave them our opinion. We listened to their plan. They laid out their 5-year plan. It was only then when we decided that it's time to start really talking to a bunch of agents. And so we started making phone calls, talking to people. And man, here we are. I think you mentioned it earlier. We've told a total of 55 people that have joined this company, that are active with the company now, that have blossomed into those 55 total like 265. Those 265 totaled over 1,000. I mean, we've got over 5,000 agents now in 11 countries. Monthly revenue share that'll choke a horse. It's a couple $1 million a year in passive income. And our team is still smoking and selling tons of homes in Arizona. And we've got great leadership. It allows us to be, well, right now sitting in I guess it's a hotel. I don't know if you can you guys see the ocean over there?
Not quite, but it looks like a beautiful day.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day down here. We're sitting in a little hotel. I just pulled over, but I can see a sailboat going by. But we're down here in Florida getting ready to play golf for the next month, and just hanging out here while our team does their thing in Arizona. And then while we're here, we've got about 1,000 agents in our network. So we're going to be saying hi to a lot of our agents and hopefully helping them with their real estate careers. So that's kind of it, man. It's the greatest move ever. And I wouldn't trade it for anything. I will add that we did earn over the years a really nice amount of stock. Back in 2021, you mentioned earlier that we invest in crypto. We took about $1 million worth of our EXP stock and bought crypto and turned it into 11 million bucks as well. And
wow.
that never ever would have happened at Remax. And we love Remax, great company, still got friends there, but it just wasn't for us anymore. It was time for us to just move on, and we're certainly glad that we did. I'm not encouraging anybody to leave their franchise agreements if they have franchise agreements, but I would say that to check with your lawyers, get proper advice, and then and consider it, because it's crazy what. Sorry, I got to start my vehicle up again. We've been parked for a minute. It's just been a crazy ride, and we're glad to be here. So I don't know if there's anything else I can help you with right now. I'm happy to help you.
Yeah, that's an incredible story, Jeff. I mean, it gives me goosebumps to think about. Okay, you had a good sized team. You're at Remax. You're rocking with. How many agents did you have, and how many homes were you selling before you moved over to EXP?
Well, we had four. That's a good question. We had 14 agents at the time. We were selling about 500 homes a year.
Okay, so that's huge. I mean, that's sizable, right?
Yeah, sure. A lot of moving parts. A lot of great people throughout the years. We've went through a little transition over the last couple of years with the market, like a lot of other people, and some of our agents that the longer they are with us, they've either decided to go out on their own and stay with many of them stayed with EXP. Some have left and went other directions because perhaps maybe they didn't seize the opportunity of the revenue share or the stock. I mean, we literally have agents on our team right now with over $500,000 of the EXP stock, and they never would have had that staying at Remax. It just wasn't happening because EXP allows you to invest with your commissions and buy stock. They also give you stock awards for getting other agents to come on board. And it was just a natural, if you just have conversations with people on the other side of your transactions, EXP is just a natural opportunity. And we were first mover advantage. I know since that, and there's been several copycats that have come out, which it's a great testimonial to our model. Right. But I still tell people all the time, they call me, they go, "Hey man, did you realize such and such company's offering this or that?" I said, "Yeah, I don't really care. I'm not interested in listening because I know the people behind this company. I know we're full of a bunch of winners, and we used to be referred to as just a recruiting company. Now I think we're the teams and the agents that are here. I think we might be outselling everybody in the world right now in terms of the biggest producers. So I'm really excited about our future. The company's got about 90,000 agents. When we came on board, it was about 900, and our group's only 5,000 of that. So we're a very small part of the company now. But I will say this. I got full plans for us to be over 10,000 agents in the next couple of years. And once the market shifts back, we've already seen our business drop from about 5,100 agents down around 4,700. And just in the last couple of months, catapulted back over 5,000. And I can see that we're getting ready to catch a whole nother wave because there are millions of real estate agents globally. So what a great opportunity we have here, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited for you, Jeff, and you guys have done a great job building your team, and you're just continuing to impress everyone on what you guys are doing. So congratulations.
Hey, here's Marsee. Say hi to Marsee.
Hi guys.
Marsee, great to see you.
You too.
Thanks for taking up a little bit of your time on your vacation time here and going golfing to talk to our listeners. But I think
we don't mind at all.
She's the best. She's the best. Well, Andre, listen, brother, if there's anybody that needs to reach out to me, you know how to get a hold of me. I'm happy to help in any way. I know we're not even in business lines together, but that doesn't matter. We're one team, one dream here at EXP. So, all I can say, if anybody's thought about this opportunity, they're sitting on the fence, man, don't. I mean, I asked this little lady a long time ago. I said, look, I want to marry you. I'll give you the rest of my life. I'm only asking for 6 months from you. If at the end of 6 months I'm doing a good job, I want a contract renewal for another 6 months. And so it keeps me on my toes. And I can tell you one thing, she's renewed my contract now. I believe 38 years, that's 77 times I've got a contract renewal. You can leave your company, and if things don't work out at EXP the way you thought, I will challenge you to do this. Go back to where you were before and negotiate even a better deal than what you've got now. But unless you come here, you will never know whether this is going to be for you. We gave it 6 months. Thank God we gave Brent Gove and the team 6 months to convince us another 6 months, to convince us another 6 months. And it was the best decision ever. So I hope that all of you guys join us at EXP Realty. What a great opportunity. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. And you only get 1 or 2 of these phone calls a year that you have a chance to do something. And I can tell you right now, this may be the one that somebody's watching that says, I got to jump in. So if it is, hope to see you in Cabo, hope to see you at one of the next big EXP events. Come up and say hi and let me know that this video or my story helped influence you to join in one way, shape, or form. Then I know then I'm giving back and paying it forward the way they were supposed to.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Thanks a lot, Jeff and Marsee. Really appreciate it. Just a couple of really quick questions before you go. When you first saw the opportunity, looking for your friend Brent, what was going through your mind? What were you thinking that this could be a really good fit? And I know you asked your coach, and then he's the one who really pushed you, sounds like, forward to really do this now. But what were the top things that you saw that could really benefit you, that made you make that move?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, Andre, I think it's the stock was a great opportunity. The stock opportunity, I think the opportunity to earn passive income through revenue share. Because when you look at what we've got right now, I don't care if it's 20 grand a month that somebody's making or 10,000 bucks a month. Just let's go with that number. If you're sitting there thinking about this right now, How much money would you have to have saved to make $10,000 a month and never touch the principal of the money you invested that earns you 10,000 bucks a month? If 10 grand a month is 120,000 bucks a year, and you're fortunate to make 120,000 bucks a year after tax income, to where you never had to touch your investment, just let it sit there and draw a dividend of 10 grand a month after tax, you'd have to have, I've had experts tell me that's in excess of $2 million to receive that. How long at your current rate of savings is it going to take you, after taxes, after expenses that you have in your real estate business, after everything that you pay you're at home, how long is it going to take you to save $2 million at your current rate? I mean, if you're saving right now, if you're saving 200 grand a year, is it going to take you 10 years? I mean, just for $10,000 a month. Now multiply that times 20, because that's about where we sit right now. That would have been over $20 million in 7 years. We would have had been able to save, $40 million that we'd have had to save at Remax. Dude, we never made more than $4 million gross GCI ever. I mean, so passive income is life-changing. It's game-changing. It allows us to be here doing what we're doing, knowing that we don't have to start over from zero every single month as a real estate agent. We don't have to worry about that. Our team worries about it, but if they have a bad month, we don't sweat it. You know, we know that it's just a bad month. But if you have a bad month and all you've got is 2 closings in your pipeline or 3 closings in your pipeline, and 1 or 2 of those drop out, you got to make choices of whether you're going to pay for groceries, whether you're going to pay a car payment, whether you've got enough for a house payment. That kind of stress and that kind of worry is unnecessary. When you can come to EXP and you can start building a legacy and building revenue share with other agents by simply telling them about this opportunity, getting them to come over and network with like-minded agents, let them figure out how to plug into our networks or our networks with us, show them how to sell more homes. So if they have a deal that blows up or it doesn't close, it's not going to be the end of the earth, man. This is where it's at. This, because we're the only business model of its kind that I know truly you get what you put into this. You know, I mean, before, don't get me wrong, I love Remax, still have friends there, but I didn't even get a Starbucks gift card for a thank you for all the years. Marsee was top 10 in the world with Remax. And now at EXP, I don't even think our team would be top 50 here at our company. And we're still knocking down the kind of revenue that we are and have changed so many lives. I mean, literally the number of millionaires that EXP has made and created over the last 5 years is astounding. The people in our I can point to at least 10 people in our group that are making over 20 grand a month in personal revenue share that is coming in from EXP. That is a life changer. So countless others that are making 5 to 10,000 bucks a month, because EXP doesn't keep all the money. They share the money with us because they're saving money on overhead on all the expenses. So they share more of the commissions with all of our agents. So yeah, man, it's badass. I love it here.
What do you say, Jeff, to a broker owner like yourself that maybe had a small team or have their own indie, but they say, "Hey, man, I just want to sell houses. I'm not a recruiter." What do you say to someone like that?
Well, I say that we weren't really recruiters either. All we did is start sharing our story, and then as the money starts piling up from all the agents that started sharing the story. But those brokers that say they're not recruiters, I'm gonna call BS on that, because that's how did they get all those agents on their team to begin with, in their company to begin with? You're always a recruiter. You just may not call it that. You're always attracting agents one way, shape, or form. So you're always talking about their unique selling proposition. How are we different from them than everybody else? So I'm going to call BS on that and say everybody's a recruiter. They just don't know it.
Yeah, you're right there. Even most solo agents that are only focused on someone else's, if they're happy where they are, they normally will tell their friend how much they love it, and they attract that agent to come work with them anyway. I mean, that's organically how a lot of companies grow is they're just telling your friends. And why wouldn't you, right? If you if you had the cure for cancer, you tell your friends, wouldn't you tell somebody? And I really feel that we have that for real estate agents, a cure for their financial situations for their families.
Well, I would think that. I mean, I know if I had a cure for cancer, I'd be telling everybody about it. Now, getting big pharma to release it would be a completely different issue. But yeah, I tell you what, man, this is just the greatest opportunity ever. And I know that it sounds cliche to say it, but I mean it. I mean, it's been a life changer for us. When I think about right now that we really don't have much to worry about other than how much we're going to give back and continue to even give back and pay it forward. Love to do both. I mean, that's a great position to be in. And I know that we are able to make decisions on our local team that we never could make before because of what's going on with revenue share and the opportunity with EXP. And so, yeah, man, it's been great. Yes, there are other opportunities out there, but I don't think there's anything better. Those brokers that are sitting on the fence, wondering whether they should stay independent, whether they should bring all their agents on. Hey, get 5 or 10 of your top agents together, get them on a phone call with somebody like Andre, and let them tell you, let them watch this video. I mean, I'm telling you right now, if they're not wanting their people to see this, it's because somebody did not have any impact with them that told them about this initially. I know when we were first approached from different people about different business opportunities over the years, I know that we didn't put a lot of I guess we as humans, we always look to people that are doing more for their opinion, right? So when Brent Gove called, it got my attention at least enough to look on his behalf. Then when he got me on the phone with people that I knew were doing more, then it added credibility. I think if somebody's talked to them about EXP and they've poo-pooed the idea in their brain, it's because they haven't talked to somebody that's doing more that's currently at EXP. And that's all you got to look for is somebody else, because then that you have that instant credibility. And but yeah, man, this is the greatest place ever. We'll never be going anywhere. That's just it's just the gift that keeps giving. Thanks, Glenn Sanford and Brent Gove and Gene Frederick and all the people that blazed the trail, Rob Flick before us, and thanks to all of our agents that are in our network. And I could list a ton of them, but just off the top of my head, guys like Tommy Martin and George Philbeck and Clayton Getz and Adam Bailey and Mike Gerbic and Tierney and Walsh Jordan. These were some of the ones that came on in the very beginning with us. Joe Ferraro, the Herd team. I mean, I'm going to leave some people out. I probably shouldn't have mentioned the names. We have a lot of people to be thankful for that for what we're doing. And but they know they can call me anytime. I'll jump on a Zoom. I'll help. I'll share the opportunity and hopefully we can help them sell more homes as well, because we're doing that at a pretty high level with our team still today, even going through a transition that we did. We have like 33 agents on our team, and our goal is to be right back up well over 500. We want to get to 1,000 home sides a year and beyond. So we're still got the foot on the gas. It's just that we're doing it in a little bit different role now. Our team is doing it now.
Well, that's why we all start businesses as business owners, right? You start as a solo agent, then start a team. A lot of us end up being a broker owner. I mean, you're doing it to grow a business, but at some point you got to look at an exit strategy. And even when you're all set with your exit strategy, what about your agents? How can you help them? And you guys have blazed a trail to be able to not just help yourself to get to the level where you can have financial freedom, time freedom, to be golfing and go and doing the things that you want to do. The next step is how can you help your team do the same thing? And you guys have just blazed a trail to show agents how to do exactly that. So congratulations for you and Marsee's success. You guys got big hearts. You work hard, but we play hard. And I'm happy to be a friend, man.
Hey, man, you're not just a friend. You're a business partner. If you're at EXP, we're all shareholders, baby. Let's rock and roll. And you let me know if is there any final thoughts you may have or may need. I gotta get rolling.
Yeah. Last question is, what's your favorite book that you'd like to recommend to our listeners before you jump off?
All right, that's an easy one because it's required reading on our real estate team. It's called Fanatical Prospecting with Jeb Blount. Because if you can't prospect, if you're afraid to prospect, you need to prospect all the time. You need to be talking to people. We're losing millions of dollars a year in our revenue share business right now because I sit back for 9 months and I felt sorry for myself. Didn't want to pick up the phone. Hell, Andre, did I call you about EXP? No, but if I would have read Fanatical Prospecting, I guarantee you I would have called you, and you might be in our organization instead of somebody else's right now. So I can tell you right now, read the book Fanatical Prospecting. If you want to make money in sales or anything in life that you do, it's all about prospecting. I don't care. So that would be my advice to everybody. Get that book by Jeb Blount. Get signed up for his courses. Anything you can do to get yourself associated with that guy. He's a legend and a rock star, and I love it.
That's awesome. Well, thanks again, Jeff and Marsee, for taking your vacation time and spending it with us. Anyone, if you're in Arizona, it doesn't matter if you're in Arizona, we're in all 50 states and 24 countries. Jeff's number's right there. Feel free to reach out to him or myself. I'd be glad to answer your questions. And you have an awesome day. Thanks, everyone, for joining us, the Financial Freedom Forever podcast.
All right. Great talking to you, Andre. Have a good one.
Thanks, buddy. We'll see you. Have a good day. Listen to what our business partners are saying about our FFF group.
All right, so the reason I love Triple F is because everybody there that it's able to help me when I need an answer. I can call them, I can message them, and they get back to me. That's why Triple F is the best.
What I love most is that the collaboration here is so contagious, and we're all financially incentivized to help each other grow and be successful. It's each one teach one, and we're here to help each other grow.
What I love about the Financial Freedom Forever group is the collaboration. The wealth of knowledge we can tap into is incredible. I absolutely love is the mentorship and support, nonstop support. You have access to people's calendars that you wouldn't ordinarily have access to, that get you further than you are right now.
To get your questions answered and learn more about how to partner with us, go to partnerwithandre.com or simply scan the QR code. Check out the videos, get on my calendar, and let's have a private conversation. See if you might be a good fit for us to work together and help grow your business to the next level.